savvy.
There.
Can you tell me a little bit about Ori?
Okay, this is Ori, and his original name was King. He was born in Brazil. He was born to a breeder that breeds dogs to show them and breed them. And so he was sent to the United States, to California, when he was a puppy to be trained to know how to be a show dog. He lived in a kennel all of that time. I think he was well taken care of, but I don't think he was very happy there. But he did become a champion, and he's a Cairn Terrier. And after he became a champion, his owner in Brazil decided that he wasn't going to breed Ori, and so rather than spend the money to send him back to Brazil, he said if he talked to the people in Cairn Terrier Rescue and asked if they knew of anybody that was interested in rescuing him. He, of course, was well trained as a show dog, but he really didn't know how to be a dog. He's changed a lot, and he's just a good bud.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, hi, I'm Lisa with Animal Friends of the Valleys. I am the main educator here. We're doing a project with Melanie.
Can you tell me what Animal Friends of the Valleys, what do you guys do? What are your goals for the future? What kind of things happen every day?
So our goal here for the shelter is to offer spay and neuter for our community, making sure that there are not any stray animals out there. We're here to house the animals. Education is the strong thing that Animal Friends of the Valleys wants to have for the public, to educate them on how to care for animals and to make sure their animals are spayed and neutered.
What's your favorite part of your job?
The favorite part of my job that I'm doing now is pet recovery, and that is to try to find missing animals and reunite them with their owners.
How does the shelter help with animal abuse? What are the procedures that you go through when you receive an abused animal?
Animal Friends of the Valleys has animal control that runs through the shelter. Usually what happens is the citizen will contact us and let us know if they feel an animal is being abused or they want to do a welfare check. A lot of times the breeders that are out of state, we get a lot of animals from out of state breeders that get dropped off here. It's usually something that people want to make money at, and it's unfortunate that sometimes the conditions aren't what we require here at the shelter.
When you receive animals from mills, what are their health conditions like?
You know, it depends on the situation. Some animals come in, they might have been, if what we get from breeders are animals that are going to have like a defect that they consider a defect. It could be a color defect. It could be the tail's crooked. It could be, things like that. And then they'll get dropped off here at our shelter.
Why do you think it's better to adopt from a shelter rather than a private breeder or a pet shop?
Well, I think sometimes animals are overbred, and so they do tend to have defects, whereas you're going to get a mixture of an animal here. You're going to save a life.
All right. How can people help Animal Friends of the Valleys? Can they volunteer or donate somewhere?
Absolutely. We do have a volunteer program. You can come here once you're 14 years of age, you come with an adult. When you're 16, you can come on your own. They have our orientation classes on a Wednesday. So it would be the first and third Wednesday of the month. You go through the orientation at 5 o'clock. It's about an hour long. And then you can volunteer. You can do all your community service hours for high school here. It also helps all the animals get socialized. It keeps the shelter clean because we run on donations and because we're a nonprofit organization. The other thing is if you want to do like a donation drive and bring in donations for the animals, they really appreciate it. Dog toys, if you want to bake biscuits, all that kind of stuff. It's really great. It's great.
Do you have a plan or a way to end, commercialized breeding and, encourage shelters?
We always encourage the citizens or the residents in the area to adopt from this shelter. We are big advocates of spay and neuter so that the pet population can go down. And unfortunately, every dogs and cats can breed every 60 days. That's how their cycle is, and that's why you see such an overpopulation of animals. So the best thing to do is to actually have that animal spay and neuter, and that is our goal. We are also working towards being a no-kill shelter. We are at 94% right now. A no-kill shelter is at 90%. So we're super close.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Normal is like when you find a dog or a cat and it's after hours, our night drop is open. So what'll happen is that this door will be unlocked. You'll be able to bring the animal inside. There are kennels there. You open up the kennel, you can place the animal inside. Once you close the kennel, it permanently locks. There's going to be a clipboard with a sheet of paper on there, and you can list where you found the animal, you might know what street, what city, and when you found the animal. We're going to scan that animal for a microchip when we come in. And during regular hours, then you come into the surrender department when we're open. Yeah. Okay. So what you'll do is you'll talk to the ladies here. You'll explain everything that where you found the animal, and then they'll type all the information in the computer. They'll make a case. They'll print the case, and then they'll put it here. And then they'll have you place the animal in here. Small dogs are going to go up top. Large dogs will go down on the bottom. And I think we have a dog in there. And then cats are on this side. So. When an animal comes in and it needs to be groomed, this is our grooming room. So what they'll do in here, they'll bathe. If they need to clip nails, do trimmings, and then if they need a full groom, they will do so. Especially if they come in severely matted, they're gonna groom. Then they're gonna go get their health check. So we're gonna go into the health check room so you can see that. And now health check is in the grooming room. After you guys. This is our bedside room. Hello. How are you? We're gonna invade you just for a moment.
Have a minute, please. Just a minute. Hello?
Okay, so this is the bedside room. What they do in here is this is where the animals get their exam. So they'll pull them out of the kennels that you saw in surrender, and they'll bring them here. They'll put the animal on the table, and then they'll do their examination. With the examination, they're going to check the ears, they're going to check the body, they're going to scan the dog or cat for a microchip. Chocolates.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. We have to come back here. Temperament of that animal, because they're usually really scared when they first get here. They don't understand why they're here, so they need to just kind of, relax and then get settled, and then before they can have someone meet them. Cute, huh? We also have rabbits. We get many different types of animals in the shelter. So we get rabbits, and Lucky Bunny does the adoption for our rabbits. We also get guinea pigs, mice, rats, various different little rodents. The other thing we get, I don't know if you can see the snake there, but we also get snakes. This one happens to be an albino. We think it's an albino king snake that we found. And then if we get birds, we put the birds in here as well. But we do try to find owners. Here. So after the animals get housed, then they have to, of course, clean the kennels. We do them every morning. We clean them. They're constantly cleaning all day long to keep them fresh and clean. And then what we'll do is we'll move them out here to get some fresh air and then clean their kennels while they're out here. And it also gives an idea of how they are with other dogs when they see them and just different behaviors.
They look happy up
Yeah,
there.
they love being outside. Okay. So that's how it works at the shelter.
Great.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I got you.
He's so cute. Oh my gosh.
You want to come home with me, don't you? Well, don't you love no home, Daddy?
Hi.
Hello.
Hello, puppies. What's your name?
Lori.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
How often do you get new puppies?
We get new puppies every week.
Great. How do you guys take care of them?
So we have a whole kennel staff in the back that cleans the kennels every 10 minutes. We bathe them every few days, just depending on, if they're going to go home. They get bathed as soon as they go home and everything like that.
And how many sales roughly do you get in a day?
It just really depends, and we can sell up to 1 to 5. It just really depends on the day.
Great. Thank you so much.
Not a problem.
I'm here with my sister Megan over Skype. Can you tell me about your puppy's story that you got from the pet store?
Absolutely. I purchased Liam, who was a teacup Yorkie from, I think it was called Puppy Palace or something along those lines in Marietta. I kind of just drove by on a whim, and I saw him, and I had to have him. He was adorable. Typically for a teacup Yorkie, especially a full bred, you'll spend probably around $1,400 to $2,000 depending on your geography or the pedigree of the puppy. I purchased him for about $800, which is very inexpensive for a Yorkie, but not necessarily cheap for a dog. And his condition was okay. He seemed to have those runny eyes that dogs get when they're in a pet shop. And my first day that I had Leo, he was having seizures, which frightened us very much. We took him to that vet that was closest to us. Turns out he just, I guess, was going into diabetic shock because he hadn't eaten enough. But I'm still unsure about that, of course. But in the end, he was a very healthy dog, very cute dog. But I did end up having to rehome him when I lived in New York. And I'm kind of afraid that I sometimes think that maybe he was bought to be bred, which is scary. But I just like to think, at least he was just a male dog.
Yeah, if he was a girl, it would have been much worse.
Really, really get, used and abused. Ever since then, I have not purchased dog. I have adopted dog, like Ramsey here.
How was your interaction with the pet shop? Like, were they weird? Did they make you go to their vet? Did they seem shady or anything?
Well, I didn't have to go to their specific vet, but it was, a vet that they approved of, that they would pay for. And that's kind of why I was still uncertain when I say that. I don't know if that was really the reason they had seizures, but...
So they seemed okay?
They seemed okay, but at the same time weren't very into the dog. Now, it reminds me, they even went as far as to set up a payment plan with me. Kind of odd, but
yeah.
Obviously I loved him. I loved Leo for as long as I had him for a few years. I could see that definitely. Either he was from a puppy mill, is what I would assume, or a breeder that wasn't necessarily I don't know, certified or like in very great condition.
Like a commercial breeder or something like that. Thank you.